Hey queens, hey my loves, hey baddies, hey bitches, what is up, and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. Please be sure to subscribe, smash the thumbs up button, comment any video suggestions you want to see from me down below. We're going to just jump right into this video because honestly, I have not been feeling like myself. This past week, going on week and a half, have been so freaking rough for me. My daughter, who's 4 years old, she broke her arm last Thursday, and it's been a rough journey ever since then. But in addition to that, the same night that she broke her arm, I woke up that same moment that she broke her arm with a severe ear infection. So long story short, my daughter rolled out of bed literally as we were sleeping. And now I put a rail right there. I don't know if you can see it, but I put a rail so that cannot happen again. She rolled out of bed. My bed is actually 3 feet high. And I guess the way that she landed, she broke her forearm. It's been going really good. The healing has been really great. She had her procedure done. I took her to Presbyterian Hospital, which is one of the best children's hospital. They put the bones back in place. They put a nice cast on it, and she'll probably have the cast on for about another 3 weeks. Everything is going good for my daughter. She's a little champion, honestly, and she's been handling it so freaking well. I'm so proud of her. So it's been like a crazy journey. But yeah, that same exact night that she woke up crying, I had like crazy ringing in my brain, in my ears, and I couldn't hear. Like everything just felt like a bomb went off. There was so much fog and pressure in my brain, and it turns out I had a really severe ear infection, and I'm already partially deaf in this ear. So it's actually like affecting both ears, and now I can barely hear right now out of this ear, which since I'm already deaf in this ear means that I'm having trouble hearing overall. My doctor said this is not permanent. It should be cleared away. They did everything they possibly could right now. Now I just kind of have to wait it out. But anyways, I haven't been feeling like myself. And I've just been so freaking tired, and it just takes a big toll on you when you can't hear properly. Also, I made a TikTok while my daughter was in the hospital, and she had just had the procedure done. It went really well. I made a TikTok, and the TikTok was honestly me finally like being happy that I could like relax a little bit because she had the cast on. Her procedure went well. I was really nervous about her getting the anesthesia to put the bones back in place, and it was the first moment after two and a half days in the hospital that I felt okay. So I made a TikTok with her in the background. It got over 1 million views, and all the comments, it turned out to like a little war, but a lot of the comments were like, oh my god, such a bad mom making a TikTok while her daughter was like in excruciating pain. It was hilarious. Go and check that out. Honestly, it was my first taste of how cruel the internet could be, but how funny at the same time, because they were judging a book by its cover, and all of a sudden I was this horrible mother, when it's like, in that sense I was unfazed because I am a rock star of a mother, and my daughter has it so freaking good with me, and she knows it and I know it. So at that point I was just laughing at the comments. The more the video blew up, the more I had a lot of people defending me, and it became like a little war in the comments. So I think that's why I got so many views, but honestly, I find it freaking hilarious.
My last post, the comments are not it. This is the only one I'm going to appreciate because like they really understood what was happening. I'd rather stay positive. Look at the reality of the last 2 days. Okay, it's been hell. We're both going through it. My daughter, this is heartbreaking. Like seeing her hurt, I'm hurt.
Anywho, so today's video is going to be a tummy tuck update. I am approaching the 5-month mark, and someone asked for me to do like a scar update. So I'm going to try to see if I can put together like all the photos of my scars that I possibly have, and see if I can make like a movie out of it. Maybe I'll just roll it during the video. I don't know. Just to show how my scar has progressed over time, and I will be showing you how it looks right now. So this is pretty much going to be a simple, short, sweet video, scar update. More or less how I'm feeling, but that is just, it's kind of repetitive because I honestly feel really well. I still feel better when I have the faja on, but for the most part there's a lot of days and hours that I go without the faja, which I probably shouldn't be doing. But for the most part, the best thing I can say about a tummy tuck is that there is a lot of tightness. Like, I still feel a lot of tightness, and I think that's why I like wearing the faja, because the faja compresses me so much that I almost don't feel the tightness of my skin because everything is already compressed from the garment. Like, without the garment, I feel my skin tight, but then the garment just kind of pushes everything in, and it makes my skin not work as hard to be tight. I don't know if that makes any sense, but like, even in this moment, I feel a lot of tightness. I can feel my muscles that were stitched back together, and I can almost feel my abdominal muscles, period. Like, there's no other way to put it. So yeah, right now it's what, November 12th, I believe, or November 13th. November 22nd would be the official 5-month post-op phase for me, and this is more or less how I am looking. Obviously, I have my scar hidden. I'm gonna get closer to show you guys the actual scar, and like I said, I will show you how it has progressed. Before I get into it, these are the 3 things that I use for my scar. Primarily, I use a bio oil. That is like my go-to. But I have to be completely honest with my viewers. I am not someone that does what she's supposed to do every single day. Like, I don't use this stuff every day. I probably would have a more minimized scar if I did use this every single day, but I don't. I use it whenever I remember, honestly, and sometimes that's maybe twice a week, 3 times if I'm lucky. There's been weeks where I didn't use anything because I am just very like negligent in that sense. So when you see my scar, keep that in mind, and that's me being completely honest with you. But these are the 3 things that I have used so far. So I have bio oil, which is my favorite because I think it's the easiest for me to put on, and I feel like I've heard like the best reviews about it. So personally, I use it. I don't know what works the best, honestly. This is just what I use the most, and there's hair in it. So yeah, bio oil is what I use the most, and what I feel works the best. I don't know if it's just because it's easy to apply. I just like it the best. I don't know. The others are Mederma. Let me see. Mederma, pretty basic. I barely use this. The 2 that I use the most are the Biocornium. This is what my doctor actually gave me. And this is what I decided to buy based off of like reviews and what other girls with tummy tucks use. But this is supposed to be like the best. And if my plastic surgeon gave it to me, this, I don't know, I would highly recommend this. The only thing is, it is pretty expensive. It's about $34 for like just this size. This I don't recall, but I'll put the price somewhere and I'll link it down below. So those are the 3 that I alternate with, and like I said, I use the bio oil the most. There are also silicone scar sheets. I've never even used those before. I literally have like a few boxes that are completely unopened, untouched. Maybe I'll give them a try, but I'm gonna be honest, I have not. And I think it's because like in the beginning I wanted to use them so bad, and my doctor kept saying don't use them, don't use them, don't use them. You have to wait until your scar is healed. And once it healed, I don't know why, I just didn't gravitate towards them. Now all of a sudden I like the ease of putting on the oil. The idea of pulling something away from the scar also kind of bothers me and makes me like tender to the touch. If I'm washing the dishes, it's almost like if you've had a C-section. If I'm washing the dishes and my stomach presses against the sink, it bothers me slightly. It's not painful, it's just like you're aware that you're kind of completely numb, but even though you're numb, you still feel it. So that's the most I can say about that. Other than that, I feel like I'm pretty much normal at this point. I'm gonna get closer so you can see the scar. Okay, so here we have the scar. I didn't put any lotion or anything on it at this point. I still worry a little bit that this comes out a little bit too much. I don't know if that's considered doggy ears, but it's not bothersome to the point where I think I would end up correcting that. I do have to go back for a revision on my butt, so I will ask the doctor about that, but I almost just rather leave it the way that it is. Other than that, like, I had a full extended tummy tuck, which is why they did hip to hip. Not everybody has hip to hip. Some have a shorter scar, some have a vertical scar as well as a horizontal scar. When I do shave, I have been able to kind of shave a little bit over the scar. Not right now, obviously, but I have like grazed the razor over it. I try to avoid doing that, but if I have to, I have done it. But yeah, this is pretty much what the scar is looking like. My belly button is healing. Another thing is that I have not used the belly button shapers. I've never used it, honestly. I'm just kind of letting the belly button heal on its own. In the beginning, I thought my belly button was actually crooked, but the more that I started to heal, the more it started to center out, and I'm pretty much happy with the belly button, and the more time that passes, I honestly like it more and more, so I'm not too worried about that. What I do want to say about the scar is, if you notice in one portion of it, it is darker. This is actually the area of the scar that was infected. I made a video about it. I'll put a card up right here somewhere, but I did make a video of when it got infected, and ever since then this area has always been a little thicker and darker, so I'm hoping with time that does start to fade away. Again, I'm not like really worried about that, but for the most part I'm pretty happy with my scar. I don't want to keep lowering it, but the center of my scar also was like, it almost felt the most irritated in the beginning, because when you sit down, that's where it would like rub, or the faja would rub on it, or even the ab boards would rub on it in that area. So there are certain parts of the scar that always look a little bit like thicker and darker, because I think they were more like irritated and prone to like rubbing. But definitely this area is definitely thicker because of the infection, because that started after it got infected. Before that, it actually was a lot thinner. But yeah, I'm going to be putting up a little slide of what my scar looked like over time. This is a 5-month scar update. But for the most part, when you put panties on, or pants like this, you obviously really don't see it. This is the BBL. You guys probably already know what that looks like. But I did do fat transfer to the hips as well as to the butt. The hips kind of went down the more the swelling went down, which I'm kind of fine with, because I feel like it kind of looks a little bit more natural-esque. Because it's obviously not natural. And then this side I'm kind of happier with. This side was the side I've always had trouble with, and I still have trouble with, and I have to get a third revision. No more fat will be inserted, because that's not going to help me. But I need an excision, where they basically will put a scar on the lower part of my butt cheek and flap the sagging area over, if that makes any sense. But I hope that this video was helpful, short, sweet, to the point, honestly. If you have any questions about anything that I said, let me know down below. Any more tummy tuck related questions, topics, videos you want me to make, please let me know down below, because I'm honestly running out of like tummy tuck topics per se. So as I said, this was a request, so you asked, I delivered. Okay, I am not feeling too well. I'm over and out. Bye guys.